Yeah, and uh, the first king of Israel is Saul, but he didn't obey fully God, and David became king. After David, Solomon. Solomon, in the beginning he was good, but in his old age he served idols. Because of his sins, kingdoms were divided. Upper Israel, lower Judah. Yeah. Then these are list of kings: Rehoboam, Asa, Abijah, Jehoshaphat, Jehoram. Jehoshaphat and Asa, very good king. Then here you see, you know Hezekiah, right? Yeah. Hezekiah prayed to God, and Isaiah answered. Then God sent angels, and God killed the enemy of Assyrians, 185,000 enemies. Manasseh is an evil king, the worst king of South Judah. Josiah, in Josiah's time, South Judah about to fall. Josiah had sons, right? Then Jehoahaz, Jehoiakim, Zedekiah. Three are Josiah's sons. Jehoiachin is a grandson. Jehoiachin is Jehoiakim's son. Then next, northern Israel started from Jeroboam. Mostly evil kings who served idols. Then Ahab's family, Ahab, the king Ahab was the worst, but God judged Ahab's family through Jehu. Jehu dynasty lasted long. Jehu, Jehoahaz, Joash, Jeroboam to Zechariah, 한강 Zechariah. Then in times of Hosea, Israel fell by anong country po? Assyria. Assyria, it is empire. Empire means conquer the wide land, the other nations. Then they have a kind of a strategy when they make a nation, a colony. They just let their own culture and the culture of the colony mixed. In the Bible, gives really a serious warning about compromising the words of God with the sinful culture of the world. For example, now when the people say, okay naman, homosexual, but the Bible says, no, never. Man is a man, woman is a woman. So, something like that. The Bible always says, you just keep your purity. Serve God only. No idols, no image. Then, when Assyria attacked northern Israel and took Samaria, Assyria sent their own land, many people to Samaria and stayed permanently there. When they came from Assyria, they also brought their idols. Then they introduced to people in northern Israel. Then they also took many people in northern Israel in Samaria to their own country, and they stayed there permanently. So in Samaria, in northern Israel, after the fall of northern Israel, we do not call it Israel, but Samaria, Samaritans. It means they are idol worshippers. They are ceremonially unclean people. Because of that reason, in this time, people in Judah, they never passed through Samaria. Because they thought, when I even passing Samaria, I will be unclean. That's the reason. There's a reason behind it. Yeah. Then next, when we sort the books in the Bible, the law, can you read? Genesis. Yeah. History. Yeah. Then when you understand any story, it is important what we call 5W and 1H, means who, when, where, why, what, how. But in understanding any story, especially place and when, who, important. Some people say that, oh, Pastor George asked many questions about names. Do I need to remember all names in the Bible? Of course, you don't need. And we can't memorize all names. But if you make some effort remembering some names, much better in understanding, in getting some summary, knowing, flowing of the Bible. That's why I encourage you to just check timeline. Yeah, timeline too. For example, David and Rehoboam. Who lived earlier? David and Rehoboam. Of course, David. Yeah. When you do not know the timeline, you can't tell the answer. It's a little bit hard to understand the Bible. So, in the Bible, it's important you know time of exile. Exile means Judah fell and they were brought to Babylon. Yeah. So it's important before exile, during exile, after exile. It's good you recognize. And first and second Samuel, before exile or during exile or after exile. Before exile. What about Ezekiel and Daniel? So while exile. During exile. During exile. Yeah. Then Nehemiah is after exile, post exile. Ezra, Nehemiah, Esther. Yeah. And then next, wisdom book, Job. Job is a written date to be time of Genesis. Psalms, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, Song of Songs, mostly provided by Solomon and David, contributed by them. Then major prophets, can you read? Minor prophets? Then Hosea is a message for northern Israel. Joel is south Judah. Amos is for northern Israel. Obadiah is for Edomites. Yeah. Edomites is a descendant of Esau. Yeah. And they became enemy to Israel. Jonah is for Nineveh, or I mean Assyria. And Micah is the last book for Israel, northern Israel. Yeah. It include also some story for Judah. Nahum is against again Nineveh, Assyria. Yeah. Habakkuk, in Habakkuk's time, wala northern Israel. That's why Habakkuk is for south Judah. Before Babylon attacked it. Zephaniah also south Judah. Considering recent data, Zephaniah should be ahead of Habakkuk. Yeah. Then Habakkuk, Zephaniah before exile. Haggai, Zechariah, people returned to Jerusalem. Then when they rebuilt the temple of God, Haggai and Zechariah worked together. They are contemporary prophets. They might see one another. So Haggai and Zechariah was post-exile, after exile. Malachi was the last book, about 430 BCE. Then next Gospels, can you read? So Jesus, story, pure story. Next, yeah. In Old Testament, maraming story books, but in New Testament, isa lang po. The next, yeah. So these letters to whole churches for whole community. And next, yeah. These are Paul's friends, especially pastors. Also his friend. Next, general letters. It's not for specific church, but to whole church. Can you read?
Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd Peter, 1st and 2nd John, Jude, Revelation.
All right, thank you. Then let's review the timeline of important ones. First, Abraham, about 2000. Moses, about 1500 BC. Next, David, about 1000. Fall of North Israel, 722 BC. I told you to remember at least the fall of North Israel, right? Yeah. Then fall of Nineveh. Yeah. Death of Josiah. Carchemish battle. Daniel and some people became captive. The second captive of Babylon. Joachim was brought to Babylon together with Ezekiel and other captives. Third, I told you, remember this, right? 586, fall of Jerusalem, south Judah. Then Nebuchadnezzar burnt the temple of God, which Solomon built. And now it's about returning. Decree of Cyrus. Yeah. Rebuilding the temple. Completion of the temple construction. Esther, spelling was wrong, right? As the queen, 480 BC. Second return. Third return. Nehemiah. Then Malachi's ministry. Yeah, Herod's infant massacre 4 BC and the birth of Jesus. Yeah. Death of Jesus and his resurrection 30 AD. When we saw these timelines sermon, very boring. I understand. I know it's parang school, right? Yeah. Now let's see this one. Carchemish better. Yeah. I told you it's 609, right? First battle between Egypt and Babylon. Yeah. Then at that time, the power of Assyria was weakened. Naging mahina po. Yeah. Then now Pharaoh Necho was going up to Carchemish to fight against Babylon. And when you read about Josiah, he was very good king, right? Yeah, repaired the temple and godly king. When Nico was going up with his army at Megiddo, Josiah was marching. Then Nico said, King Josiah, I have no business with you. I wouldn't fight with you. But Josiah insisted, no, I will fight with you. Then Josiah was killed at Megiddo. Then here, why Josiah would fight against Egypt? Why? Why? See, North Israel was defeated by Assyria. Then Assyria also attacked South Judah in times of Hezekiah. Yeah. Josiah is not happy when Assyria becoming powerful. Because when Assyria become powerful, people attack and attack. Not only Assyria will attack North Israel, but defeat his own country. So here, Babylon, attacked Assyria. Then Egypt, why they were going up? They would help Assyria. Egypt would help Assyria. So if Assyria wins the battle against the Babylon, it becomes powerful and powerful, and then will attack Jerusalem and South Judah again. That's the reason Josiah, joined the battle with Egypt. And next, Daniel chapter 2. Nebuchadnezzar had a dream, right? And he saw an image. That image, what we say, some have been already fulfilled, but we can say it is ongoing. That's why it is important. And King Nebuchadnezzar saw one image. Let's see a material. The part of the head, ulo, anong material po? Yeah. Next, iron and clay. Iron and clay are not mixed well. So almost in any era, there's a leading country. We call it hegemony. And now leading country is U.S. and the next is China. No? Russia already became weakened. Next is China. Yeah. Then gold means empire of Babylon. Silver, Medo, Persia. Medo means Medes. Yeah. Simply remember Persia or in nowadays Iran. Bronze is Greece, led by Alexander. It's Iron Empire of Rome in Jesus' time. Then clay divided Rome over nowadays. Yeah. Then we know there's one floating rock, and rock is hitting against the image. The image was crushed, right? And the rock means the King of the universe, Jesus Christ. Yeah. So hindi pa. Or almost fulfilled that by Jesus' resurrection. Now let's think of Babylon in modern days. It is Iraq. Yeah. First, I didn't prepare the whole kings of Babylon, but some, especially in Bible times. First, Nabopolassar. Nabopolassar. Yeah. Second, Nebuchadnezzar. Two. Yeah. Well, at Carchemish, there's a second battle, 605, and Nebuchadnezzar was the king at that time, and he defeated Egypt and also attacked Jerusalem and brought Daniel and other captives. The next, Amel Marduk, hard to pronounce. Next, Nabonidus. Next, Belshazzar. 605, first exile, Daniel became captive. When Belshazzar became king, Daniel was still alive. So Daniel lived a long life, about 70 years. Yeah. Belshazzar, God struck him and he died. And he had a party with liquor. Then he used the vessels which is used for temple of God. Then God struck him and he died. And when you read the book of Daniel, you can see that. Then next, empire of Babylon, empire. They conquered wide land. Here. Then you see two important rivers, right? Euphrates and Tigris. Between Euphrates and Tigris, we call it Mesopotamia. Mesopotamia means the place between rivers. Imagine that Egypt has very good farming, right? Why? Because of river Nile River. Here, there are two rivers, even two rivers. How good it is for farming? Mesopotamia. Then, even some part of Egypt, they conquered, of course, including Judah and Jerusalem, Babylon, subdued. Yeah. Then, next, let's see kings of Assyria. Yeah. Assyria was the Tiglath-Pileser III. Then Shalmaneser 5. Okay. Next, Sargon 2. Okay. Then in Sargon 2, Northern Israel 4. Sargon 2 is said Shalmaneser 5 brother. He took the throne. Next, Sennacherib. Sennacherib, is it familiar to you? In Hezekiah's time, Sennacherib attacked Jerusalem, but he failed. Next, Esar Hargon. Yeah. Alright. And still remember what year Assyria fell? 612. Yeah. Alright. Assyrian Empire, you see, bigger than Babylon Empire, right? Yeah. Assyrian Empire. Next, so first, Assyria had leadership. Next, Babylon. Next, Persia. Persia. Yeah. Let's see kings of Persia and kings of Media. Media is a brand of electric fan. I saw in the fisherman. Medes, M-E-D-E-S, are term for people in Media. Media is a term for country. When you read the book of Daniel, you see one king's name. His name is Darius Mede. When Daniel was put into lion's den, Darius Mede means king in Medo. Then let's see. First, Mede is a much bigger country than Persia, but Persia got stronger, and Persia is the one who conquered Babylon. Then you see kings of Persia. First, next, Cambyses I, Cyrus the Great, Cambyses II, Darius I the Great, Xerxes, Arthur, Xerxes. Mahirap talaga to pronounce, right? And it's good you remember. If around you see people from Iran, then and they are asked which king is most respected, and they will say Cyrus the Great, and Darius the Great. Cyrus and Darius. Here, Cyrus means Cyrus the Great. He is considered the founder of Iran, not these people. Cyrus, yeah. Cyrus the Great. Yeah. Then, when you see, it's a very important year when Cyrus made a decree. Now, he says, I allow all Israel people, anyone, I allow you to return your country. Go. The decree of Cyrus is 538 in the time of Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Great made that decree. Then Israelites worked, to building the temple. Then 5:16. 5:16 is completed. Then around here, there's a hindrance, objection of the Samaritans. Then in the book of Ezra, you see this name too, Darius. Darius first. Then please say Xerxes. Xerxes. Another pronunciation, I think pronunciation is in Greek, Ahasuerus. Ahasuerus. They say meaning of Xerxes is ruler of heroes, or ruler of heroes. Xerxes is considered the husband of Queen Esther. Xerxes. Then next, Artaxerxes. Artax means justice. Yeah, justice. The descendants of Xerxes. Yeah. And they are usually called Artaxerxes. So first Xerxes 문화, and then Artaxerxes in timeline, not Artaxerxes and Xerxes. So Artaxerxes, in what book did we see? Ezra, Nehemiah. Yeah. Ezra, Nehemiah, contemporary prophets. They saw one another. Artaxerxes supported them to rebuild the temple and the temple work. Then now let's list the names of the Bible. First Ezra, next Nehemiah, and Ezra and Nehemiah's time, who is the king? Artaxerxes. Esther's time, who is the king? Esther's husband, Singapore, Xerxes. So according to timeline, Esther should be put ahead of Ezra and Nehemiah. Okay, Boba? Then I think I know that today you may understand not fully. I know, I understand. I will repeat if you like. If you don't like, I will not repeat any longer. Then, now let's see. Darius in Medes. Yeah. Then Darius in Medes is found only in the Bible, in the book of Daniel. For other resources, secular resources, Darius in Medes is not found. But some people may say that it is a character of in fiction, man-made. But we Christians, we don't agree. The Bible describes the truth. Yeah. Now let's see Darius in Medes. Yeah. So here, when we generally say Darius the Great, we do not refer to Darius in Medes. Of course, the famous, Darius the Great, conqueror. Darius in Medes. Here, let me just explain. Kings of Media, Cyaxares first. Astyages. Astyages is the last king of Media. And Astyages have two daughters. First, Amitis. Second, Mandane. Amitis is married to Nebuchadnezzar, who conquered Jerusalem. You know Nebuchadnezzar, right? Then Media is a country with wonderful forest, mountain. Then Amitis was married to Nebuchadnezzar, but in the palace of Nebuchadnezzar is a plain. So Amitis always miss her own country. So you also miss, right? In that you miss your own home, right? Amyntas became almost sick, and Nebuchadnezzar loved Amyntas, and he made hanging garden for her, 100-meter, wonderful, parang forest. Then it is considered the 7 mysteries of the world. Yeah, hanging garden. Then next, Mandane, Astyages, the last king of Media, he had a dream. In his dream, her daughter Mandane urinated, and her urine covered the whole world. Then he got the interpretation. Interpretation is this: when Mandane had son, he became the king, and then Mandane's son will also take your seat too, Astyages. So Astyages decided to send her daughter Mandane not to his own people. At the time, Media is strong but weak country. The leader to Cambyses one. Cambyses one. Okay. Then Mandane, married Cambyses one. Between two, Mandane and Cambyses, Cyrus the Great was born. Okay. Then Cyrus the Great invaded indeed Media. Then Cyrus the Great unified one country by subduing Media, Persia. That's why we say Cyrus the Great is a founder of Persia. Then, so who is Darius in Medes? So Astyages, he has also a son, Cyrus too. I mean, Mandane's brother. Then now at that time already Cyrus the Great unified, conquered. It became one country. Media lost its power, but just how can we English term regent or parang Herod Tetrarch like that. Just namely he's a king, but doesn't have sovereign power. He put Cyrus II, king of Media. Yeah. And the Cyrus II is probably mostly Darius in Medes. Darius in Medes. So it is sorry. Then Cyrus the Great also married to Cyrus II's daughter. So Cyrus II is Cyrus the Great's uncle and father-in-law. Difficult, right? So, next up. Now let's see Persian Empire. Yeah. Then really wide. Here, east part under India, and west part is almost Greece. So they would expand to west part more. Then they had to fight with the Greece. And just as a reference, let's see some 3 words between Persia versus Greek. First, invasion. In the time of Darius the Great. Darius was great is the most famous conqueror in Iran. Yeah. Persia. Then he sent many battleships, but unfortunately there's a great storm on the sea. Then they couldn't make it success. 492. Then second invasion, failure in Marathon. The troops of Persia arrived in Greek. Then at that time, Persia is a very big country, but the Greek are small. They fought, but unsurprisingly, Greek soldiers won in the plain of Marathon. Then one messenger was so happy. Then to bring the good news, he ran to the king of Greece. How many kilometers? About 14 kilometers. Then now in Olympic game, it is called marathon. 42.195 kilometers. Yeah. Anyway, Greek won. Persia failed. First and second invasion all are led by Darius first. Darius the Great. Then third invasion failure in Salamis. This is led by Esther's husband, Xerxes. Xerxes prepared a big troop. Then they first had a war with soldiers in Sparta. Sparta is one police. Police means a city. In Greece. The soldiers in Sparta, we know that when they were children, they are trained for army. Very strong, Then Sparta fought bravely, but they were defeated. Then now this time Persia marched down and press. But in the sea, Salamis, they failed. They were defeated. Then Esther's husband, Xerxes, returned to Persia and very sad and drinking. Then he didn't like his wife's behavior. Then decided to choose another wife. Esther was chosen. Then now let's see. Nicola, you watched the movie 300. So it's a story behind this third invasion of Persia, Salamis battle. Before Salamis battle, Sparta fought against Darius. See, these are Spartans, right? And who is he in the movie? It's Darius, Esther's husband. It's a Western movie. Then Spartans, Western people, they are handsome and macho, but Asian people like a monster. I think actually Darius' figure is not like that. So it's the first conflict, war between Asian versus Europeans. Then almost downfall and so first let's start from Babylon. Babylon had right. Next Persia. Next Greece. Next Rome. In Rome, Macedonia, there's a wonderful fighter and leader. His name is Alexander the Great, about 330. Then he also conquered land, and then he reached Assyria, almost the capital of Assyria. Then he stood at the tomb of grave of Cyrus the Great. the founder of, Iran, yeah, Persia. Then on the tomb, there's a notice. I already know you came here. Do not destroy my tomb. You don't have a right. Then Alexander kneeled down before the grave of Cyrus. Then the tomb is well preserved now. Yeah. Then Isaiah chapter 44, verse 28. Let's read all together. Who says of Cyrus, he's my shepherd and will accomplish all that I please. He will say of Jerusalem, let it be rebuilt, and of the temple, that its foundations be laid. Isaiah chapter 44, who says, who is God? God says about Cyrus, he's my shepherd. When Isaiah wrote, it's almost the time of Hezekiah, right? Yeah. Then 1 year, about I think 630 or 40. But when Cyrus made a decree, another year, 538, there's almost 100 years difference. But Isaiah already knew the name of Cyrus. Cyrus will make a decree. So, quite interesting. Hindi po ba? Just sleeping? Alright, then next. So, first and second Chronicles, let's see. First and second Samuel, and first and second Kings. Then, not first and second Chronicles. First and second Chronicles is when exiles arrived in Jerusalem. Ezra and Nehemiah's time. Ezra is mostly considered the writer. So what's the purpose? To remind the return of Israel history and their identity in order to have a hope in God. When they rebuild the temple, they need courage, and they need also to find who they are, identity. So when you compare First and Second Kings and First and Second Chronicles, First and Second Kings handles two countries together, South Judah and Northern Israel. But the First and Second Chronicles only South Judah land, because the writer think South Judah is the legitimate country. Then it also remove some negative things. For example, David committed sin with Bathsheba, right? First and Second Chronicles, you can't find that kind of one. Yeah. So now when you read the First and Second Chronicles, you may complain, why maraming mga pangalan no interesting. I feel sleepy. I understand you. But see, the most effective and simplest way to summarize the whole history is genealogy. Genealogy. History is a fact, right? Then when they say, oh, David is the king. Someone is a gatekeeper. It means it's a fact. It's true. So even you have many names. Just imagine that if your name is written in that book, how honorable, glorious. So now we read First and Second Chronicles. Then the next book is Ezra, Nehemiah. When we started Ezra and Nehemiah, then we also repeat some and give information for it. So you may think time is a little late. Pastor Joshua might answer quiz. No, we will continue. Please be ready.